So let me clarify this. Are y'all telling us that if you are not related to us, if you are not dating us, if you're not having some sort of physical relationship to us, if you don't find us attractive, if you don't find us polite enough, kind enough, quiet enough, that our lives are not worth protecting? Is that what you're telling us? Is that the precedent you're setting?
What do y'all to do? I want y'all to be a man. I want y'all to be a man.
So everyone knows I'm JJTP, a lawyer, not your lawyer, still a super lawyer. But what is another secret that's not so secret is that I'm also a federal agent. So I want to give you my take on this, pretty raw. I did a much longer video on this on YouTube. It's like 60 minutes breaking down all the aspects of it. But I've seen so many lives and so many videos that I want to comment on this situation. And first, I want to say this up front. This is going to be a raw take, but very important up front. I am not in any way, shape, or form condoning any violence against anyone. No one should be bricked. However, and it's not a bad however, but it's still a however, we need to look at the circumstances, because so many of the videos that I keep seeing, and I just saw one on my other phone here, which prompted me to do this. There are so many women saying, so you're saying if I'm not pretty and agreeable, or if I'm not your girlfriend or your mother or something like that, you're not going to protect me? Ma'am, yes. Yes, ma'am. And I'm going to give you another piece of that. And before you call me an evil man, I'm going to tell you something that you probably should know. It's not a secret, but you should know it. As a federal agent, as any law enforcement officer, I also don't have to protect you. That's right. Now, I go into much more detail, and I give the Supreme Court citations for it from 2005 and 1987, I think it is, on the YouTube video, which I'll link somewhere in the bio or in the comments, wherever it is. I'll link it. You can watch it. It's the channel I'll put right here. It's at JJTP ESQ. It's a long video. You can't miss it. But the fact of the matter is, law enforcement officers don't have to protect you. The Supreme Court has been absolutely clear on that. Like, it's not even a question. I can see someone, I can be standing there as a federal agent right next to this woman with the dude with the brick in his hand, and she's going up, cha-cha, bung chow, and he bricks her. And you know what I have to do? Nothing. Under the Constitution, under the law, there is no law that says I have to do anything to stop him from bricking you. I don't owe you anything. And so, that being said, if as a law enforcement officer, I don't owe you anything, according to the law, what makes you think that the average man who's just standing there, he's not your boyfriend, he's not your husband, he's not your brother, he's not your baby daddy, probably the guy would be bricking you, but he's nothing to you. Not your uncle, he's nobody. He's just some guy, maybe, if he jumps in, maybe he's your simp, he's your boy toy that you use. You expect him to jump in? Because that guy's not even strong enough to stand up to you. He has no backbone to stand up to you. So what would make you think he's going to stand up to another man? You think about that. So that being said, and I'm not taking shots at anyone, I just want to be clear that so many women have a false sense of security because we live in a very safe country. I don't talk at all about my job because I'll get my hand slapped on TikTok, and I don't generally talk about it on social media. It's not a secret. Like I said, you could see my badge and my flags behind me. It's not a secret. But I'll tell you, I've been to 79 countries, and I've seen what real oppression looks like for some women. And I, be honest with you, I grew up in a house full of women. Sisters, sister cousins, mom, aunts. I think I have an older brother who's a little bit older than me, much older than me. But other than that, everyone in my family, all my cousins, are all women. So I grew up around all women. And I will be the first person to defend not just women, but anyone. LGBTQ, whatever they are, things. I might make fun of you. I might poke fun. I'm probably going to get canceled. You probably will hate me. But I'm also the first person who's going to jump in. But I don't have to. And you have to realize that the realities of, and I'm sure this video will be demonetized or whatever the case may be, but the realities of what an actual fight is not like you see on TV. Oh, look, that guy comes up and pow, knocks him out. No. Just everyone in a fight loses. Generally speaking, everyone loses because one, let's just say, for example, I jump up and I champ him. Bow, I'm big, strong man. What happens? Now I'm in jail for assault. Do you know how much my firm charges? Do you know how much we charge? We charge $6.50 an hour. $6.50 an hour, and that's cheap because the average firm and a partner in New York City is about $1,185 an hour. Okay? So that being said, when you're going to jail and you want a good lawyer, you're gonna have to come off $50,000. And I don't see her raising the GoFundMe for the guy who defended her. So it's not gonna happen, right? So, okay, that's out. I can go to jail. So what happens if I lose the fight? Well, now I got a brick to my face, right? And I'm not gonna say that part, but this part right here, this part right here, it's dry. So I joke, but seriously, like, you're not doing anything for me. What value? You have to ask yourself, what value is it for any man to jump in that fight? It doesn't logically make sense. The only person it values is you, which is why you think that he should jump in the fight. But he's not going to, if he's smart, because he can end up 6 feet under, pew-pewed, yak, 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 you know what I mean? With the blinky, or champ, knocked out, in the hospital. Now he's got a messed up face, and guess what? You're gonna say, oh, well, you know, I don't wanna look at him, look at his face. I mean, the logic that sometimes women have, and I might have even said this in another video, and I don't want to cross-pollinate, but it's like when I was talking and walking with my friend, and she doesn't like to be on camera as much. Well, she does sometimes, but we talk about it, and I said to her she wouldn't date a guy who didn't have a house, because we both own a condo in this building and this guy doesn't, because he spent his money basically taking care of her, right? And that's female mentality, that I should use my resources to improve your life as a female, and then when I'm out of resources, you leave me behind. And that's why so many men are saying no. That's why so many men are in all the comments saying, and the live saying, I'm not doing anything. And females who say, well, I'm not going to be safe. We would be safe if there were no men. Yeah, but there are men. And here's the problem. And this is where I'll probably try to conclude because time is running short. But women want men to suffer the consequences of their actions. But they don't want men to tell them what they can and can't do. I'm going to repeat that. Women want men to be the ones to suffer the consequences of their actions, but don't want to allow men to give them any type of advice, guidance, whatever you want to call it, as to, hey, you probably shouldn't jump in that dude's face because he's kind of a big guy. Oh, you're going to tell me how I'm going to use my mouth? You're going to tell me? Yes, that's right. Okay, you're on your own. And I've told that story on my YouTube longer video where, listen, some people are just going to be on their own. And I'll be the one to tell you that if you jump in some man's face, many times, equal rights mean equal lefts. And it's going to be, on your own. Now, if you think you're tough enough to handle that, go do that. But if you expect a man to jump in and throw away his life because you were born with an XX chromosome, or God forbid, we won't get into who is a male or female, or whatever the case may be, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. You are responsible for you. Law enforcement is not responsible for you. Other men are not responsible for you. And basically, I'm going to say it again, the person responsible for you is you. But that being said, maybe I'm off. Men, women, let me know in the comments what you think. Like, follow, and share for more. And I will again post that other video so you guys, if you still happen to want to know about the law, can hear all about that. So that's all I got to say about that. And JJTP out. Peace.
Like, follow, and share for more JJTP.